Hi everyone, thank you for joining us again for another RBC webinar. My name is Sonia Siddiqui and joining me today are these wonderful ladies, Alicia and Wanzi.
Hi.
So we'll start with first Alicia introducing herself.
So hi guys, thank you again for joining us for this wonderful webinar through ACCESS Employment. My name is Alicia Mohammed. A little bit about myself. As you can see, I came to Canada in 2006 from Trinidad. I came up to Canada as an international student. Actually did my undergrad and my master's at York University. RBC was the first company that hired me when I was done. Joined with RBC in 2012. I've had numerous roles throughout RBC. Currently, I am the business account manager specializing in the healthcare industry. And one of my favorite quotes, don't just dream dreams, but I do believe in living your dreams. So yeah, that's just a little bit of information on myself. And I guess Wanzi.
Yes, thank you. Lovely quote. And Wanzi, here you are.
Sure. So hi everyone, my name is Wanzi Silva, and I have to say that I am a proud product of ACCESS Employment. So I was a newcomer myself in 2017. I came from Sri Lanka, and I hold a master's in business management from Cardiff Metropolitan. I was a banker before in profession and also a stockbroker. So I was in the industry for several years. However, I received a lot of services from ACCESS Employment, and I'm really, really proud to talk about it all the time. And right now, I am at the Newcomer Center of RBC and also a newcomer advocate. So I'll talk about my center a little after. So welcome, everyone. Enjoy the session.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies. So we'll turn our cameras off and so we can get right into the presentation now. And I guess you can talk about their meeting, please.
Sure, once again. So like I was saying, I work at a very unique center. It's called RBC Royal Bank, also most popularly known as RBC Newcomer Meeting Place. We were one of the very first financial institutions. In fact, we are the very first institution that has this dedicated center which supports newcomers and the immigrant population. My center was the very first one to be open in the industry, and also our services have been well received. That's why we opened our second center together with ACCESS Employment in Markham. So currently I am located in the first center, which is in Brampton, and our second one, once again, is in Markham. So what do we do at our center? We support our newcomers with their banking needs and helping them understand the best fit of bank accounts, their credit and mortgages. However, we are also connectors. So what we do is we connect our newcomer clients to resources that they will need for their settlement. For example, like housing, maybe if you want to rent or buy, if you have education plans for your kids, certain bridging programs for professionals, entrepreneurs, and for employment settlement. So we connect our newcomers with all the right resources that they may need for the settlement. So pretty much we go and lead with the hashtag Ask Me Anything. If you get connected with me through LinkedIn, you will be able to find out more information about our center. I go as Wanzi Silva, or if not, Sonia at ACCESS can definitely flip you my information as well. So if you want to ask more information regarding our center, please feel free to get in touch with me. And I'll introduce our presenter for today, who will touch base on the presentation. So it's over to you, Alicia.
Thank you very much, Wanzi. So a little bit, obviously, as Wanzi already mentioned, in terms of RBC, we have an extensive network here, not just within Canada, but worldwide. We are global. Our headquarters are based in Toronto. We have our headquarters based throughout the Caribbean, as well as other parts of even North America. And we have not just capital management, wealth management, but commercial banking, personal banking. Our platforms are pretty extensive in terms of how we serve our clients. We want to ensure that we are bringing our best foot putting our best foot forward, actually, in terms of how we do business, not just through branch, but even through telephone, mobile. We're obviously with the times and continue to move forward with technology. We keep at the forefront of that and continue to come up with new and innovative ways in terms of how we do business. So we can just move forward over to the next slide. So in terms of how we serve our clients, we do serve clients in over 200 languages. 33% of our workforce are visible minorities. Our focus is always on leadership development. And we do have our employee resource group through MOSIAC. And RBC is very big when it comes to diversity and inclusion, as you can tell, for 2016. And I think we've continued on with this title of Canada's best diversity for employers. 95% of our employees are always proud to be part of RBC and the organization itself in terms of what we stand for. Again, there's so much diversity within this organization. I don't think you can get bored in any way. There's always lots to learn. You get to experience cultures and backgrounds from obviously everywhere, and it's always great in terms of the family and the networks that you acquire. So we will actually move straight into our presentation, which is on starting your business in Canada. So I know a lot of you guys, obviously, that have signed up specifically for this webinar today is probably interested in terms of, how do you go about starting a business in Canada, right? What does that look like? What does your steps entail and so forth? So again, we're here today just to present you with some information on that and how to move forward with it. The link that's attached, and I know Sonia mentioned as well, you guys will receive this moving forward at the end of the webinar. If you go to our public website at www.rbcroyalbank.com/business, you will find a wealth of resources that's there. It will literally, from start to finish, tell you everything that you need when it comes to even going about starting a business in Canada. All of this is public information and it is available at your fingertips. So even throughout your process, please definitely visit our website to just familiarize yourself. And, if you're looking for specific questions as well to be answered, I know sometimes there is even a toolbox that's there that you could position your questions in, and we can have someone reach out to you even with those questions. So key players involved when it comes to starting a business in Canada. You're going to have 5 specific players that you're dealing with. One, and first and foremost, is obviously yourself. 2, you're going to be dealing with the government on some level, depending on what type of business you're looking to start. Number 3, you will need to have and connect yourself with a really good accountant. 4, a lawyer is going to be involved, and then your last one is the bank. So when it comes to obviously yourself, you're going to be doing most of the legwork in terms of your plan, your vision, what it is that you're looking to do and how exactly you're going to bring that to life. When it comes to the government, that may come into play if you are looking at doing something in trade and exports on a different level that requires more of government intervention. I even have a few clients that are in pharmacies, and certain products that they may want to bring or even sell on in their business would have to go through government regulations and so forth. So to a degree, depending on what type of business you're moving into, the government may come into play based on sometimes regulations that they may have that you would have to follow through, licensing and requirements that you may need, depending on the type of business that you're looking to open. For your accountant really helps in terms of crunching numbers with you. So your accountant is really there to guide you, not just from a tax perspective, because that's really important, but your accountant will even help walk you through the steps of whether you're looking to open under a sole proprietorship versus operating under a partnership versus even incorporating. And again, depending on the type of business that you're looking to open, more so in trades, let's say you're looking to, you want to come here, you want to study and look at being an electrician or even a plumber and eventually opening your own company. In the beginning, perhaps you may operate under a sole proprietorship model and then eventually move into a corporation. For some of you that may have a vision of perhaps, opening a franchise or just your own type of restaurant in terms of, your own uniqueness that you want to bring to Canada. Again, your accountant may advise you to incorporate right away. Again, there are also restrictions in terms of liabilities and such under different ownerships. With your lawyer, a lawyer is going to help you walk through all of the legalities involved. So when it comes to, again, if you're even looking at purchasing a unit within a plaza or you're looking to lease a space currently, you may even look at perhaps even holding a residential property and using your basement as part of your office space for a period of time. Your lawyer would actually help you walk through the legalities involved in this. So sometimes permits are required, there is zoning that's required in certain locations. There's even just going through your lease agreements when you're signing that. Your lawyer would go through all of those finer details with you in terms of making sure everything's up to par, everything's up to standard, and what you're signing is in fact right for you. Lastly, when it comes to the bank, we are here obviously to help now fund your vision and fund your plan. So you will have your bank, whether it's RBC or another institution that you're looking at, you will connect with them in terms of sharing that vision, that scope of what it is that you're looking to do. And we would then provide the financing requirements and walk you through those steps, as well as whether it's loans we're looking at, lines of credits, a credit card for your business, and so forth. All right. So your 5 steps to starting a business. It's firstly, we want to check to see if the business itself is feasible. So coming up with an idea for a business is fantastic. But the question is, will it work? So have you done research to determine if there is in fact a market for the product that you're looking to sell? You want to find out how successful is the industry you're looking to start your business has been. How competitive is the market? And then what are you going to do to market yourself differently from that of the competition? Because these are some of the questions that you need to ask in terms of, what am I looking to do? Is my business actually going to work? Because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that the plan and the vision that you have for yourself is in fact going to bring fruition and is going to make you successful. The worst thing sometimes people do is they get into stuff not having done enough market research, not having done research on the industry itself. And sometimes with so much competition around, they're not as successful as they would have wanted to be. So ensuring that you, as the owner of this business, you're doing your homework ahead of time to make sure that, again, what you're looking to do is in fact going to work in the country that you're looking to do it in. All right. Next, you're going to look at finding the capital to invest. So investing into a business is going to be key to its success. You always want to ensure that for any new venture that you're looking to start, that you have enough cash available to invest. So typically in Canada, a client would need to have between roughly 20 to 30% as a down payment for any business that they're looking to start. So your cash can come from many different sources. Sometimes it can come in the form of your own personal savings. It may be through inheritance. It can even be through equity that's built up from property ownership. We do not look necessarily at unsecured lines of credits that you would have in terms of financing your business. The bank specifically will always look to ensure that the money that you have in terms of investing is coming from your own personal savings or again from secured facilities. Also, what you want to make sure that you have is not just a down payment, or as we would say, having your own skin in the game when you're opening a business within any country is, what are you bringing to the table and what exactly are you going to invest into your own business. But you also want to make sure that you can also cover at least 3 months of your operating expenses. So not just having a down payment, but also ensuring again that you have at least 3 months saved up to manage operating expenses for your business. And your operating expenses are going to be things that are more intangible that a bank will not necessarily finance, and that would be, when you sign your lease and you have your monthly payments, your rent to cover, and other variable costs. Those are things, your wages that you would need to pay, salaries and so forth. If you're hiring staff, you need to ensure that you would have at least 3 months of savings put aside to manage those expenses as well on your own. Third, you want to look at legal matters. So once a client has decided on a name for their business, they will also need to ensure that the business is registered. So this can be done typically through Service Ontario for clients looking simply to open a sole proprietorship. They can also complete their registration through ONA. So ONA is a non-RBC branded standalone online service that provides sole proprietorships in Ontario a simple, convenient, low-cost solution to register their business. Other legalities that you need to look out for when it comes to your business is registering for, in Canada, we have GST and HST taxes. Depending on the industry you're looking to open your business in, again, there may also be additional licenses or regulations to comply with. So sometimes in the healthcare space, even within the food industry, there are other licenses that are going to be required, certain permits that you also need to have in order to run your business according to government regulations as well as industry standards. So those are the legalities that you would have to look after as well and take care of. When it comes to creating a business plan, your business plan is actually the most key and crucial element to obtaining financing from any lending institution. So a business plan will tell your advisor exactly how much research you as a client have done into the business that you're starting, along with likely outcomes for its success. So for any new business in Canada, financing is always based on projected revenues and forecasted profits of that new entity. So what do I mean by that? When you are looking to open a business from scratch, the banks will not base the financing that we're providing to you on your current situation and current income that you're bringing in. So some of you might also currently be employed where you're working within an organization and you get an annual salary, you have your annual salaries that you get yearly. If you are looking to open a business, we don't look at your current salary that you're earning to finance the loans that you're acquiring for your new business. We base all of your financing on your projected revenues that your accountant would have prepared with you. So once you open your business, what your sales are going to be for the year, your operating expenses, and then what your bottom line net profits are. That's part of the reason that we always advise that your business, when you're going through your business plan and you're putting even your projections and such forward, that you do interact and converse with an accountant in order to get this stuff done. And most accountants, obviously, that are accredited and licensed, they will have a good, solid understanding of the industry that you are looking to move into. Most times there are market average industries in terms of whether it's restaurants, whether it's a clinic that you're opening, a dental office, doctor's office. There are projections that are already a market standard of what's expected in terms of your first year for revenues, your second and third year, and so forth. Most times accountants are able to help work with you in terms of putting these numbers together to make your business plan feasible and make it also realistic based on the industry that you're in. So again, we always recommend to have a professional accountant look through your projections, as they are well versed in these areas of putting your business plan and your projections forward. Lastly, we want to look at cash management. So with cash management, you need to understand as well that there is a difference between cash flow and profit. So the timing of when a business receives payment from customers and when the business itself pays out cash is always different. And if it's not monitored correctly, it can put a strain on the company's credibility. So RBC offers clients, we do have a financial software available called, it's called Wave Accounting. It's almost like a virtual accountant that manages your invoices and expenses and breaks down your profits and can help manage your cash flow. So again, your cash is what really makes your business successful, ensuring that your receivables of when money is coming in and when money is coming out, that all of that is done within a timely manner. Within the banks, most organizations, you will receive a line of credit to use in addition to any loans that you're taking to ensure that your business is run successfully. Because again, timing of your cash flow that's coming in and out of the business is always crucial to the success of it. And you always want to make sure that, you know, if you're signing contracts and you have things that are invoices that are paid at later dates, that this is managed properly and effectively, because again, it does affect your success within your business and managing that aspect of your cash flow. We're gonna move just really quickly into our next slide. So tools and resources that are available to anyone, whether it's within Canada or even outside of Canada. Owner, we touched briefly on. So Owner again is an app that's available for clients that are looking perhaps to open just a sole proprietorship. It is cheaper than going through Service Ontario and such. You do save fees going through Owner for it, because there is it's also an easier process actually in terms of going through Owner. You get your documents right away and such. For clients that are looking to incorporate, we do have Service Ontario that's available, where you would go and get your papers set up in terms of incorporation, partnerships and such. Your lawyers and accountants as well can actually help in this area when it comes to actually establishing your business or incorporating. They can also help with this process for you, depending again on your business that you're opening and such. I always advise clients as well do connect with your city. So whichever city that you're in and you're looking to open your business, there is a wealth of resources that's available to you through your city. Sometimes they'll even give courses as well in terms of helping you, write your own business plans, because it's not something necessarily that you always have to pay and go through an accountant for. But these are resources that are typically available free of charge, where you can go spend the time. Sometimes they even have sessions and classes that you can do that would help facilitate, how to write your business plan, what does that look like, and walk you through those steps as well. Your city is also good in terms of connecting you geographically based on the industry, again, that you're looking to specialize in, and the business that you're looking to open. Your city is very well connected in terms of also geographically showing you and telling you how many restaurants of this nature are in this specific geographical area. Or again, if you're looking to open a pharmacy, how many pharmacies are within a certain geographic location. So again, this is easy information that you would have access to that can help you in terms of making that decision as well when it comes to opening your business, because location is always key. It's something that's essential, and it is important to your success in terms of opening your business. Wave accounting as well, we touched on. Wave accounting is, again, like a virtual accountant that's available online for our business clients with their business accounts, where it will track for them their invoices, their expenses, and it will actually show clients throughout the year where they're looking to stand come year end, if they are going to forecast making a net profit, if there's any concerns that may pop up in terms of expenses being higher than their revenues. And it'll also show certain months in terms of when sales may be high in certain months due to promotions and such that you may have. Scott's directories as well, really key resource that's available. It actually gives you industry insight and analysis of companies within that specific again industry that you're looking to move into. It'll give you geographic information. It will give you market industry forecasting information in terms of typically what revenues have been within the industry, your expenses that you may need to look out for, and then also even profits that potentially clients can earn within specific sectors. So Scott's directories as well, valuable resource that's available publicly as well. If you just Google that in, you'll get access, again, based on the sector that you're looking to specialize in or move into. It will actually provide you with a wealth of information that's also available there. Brampton as well is another city of Brampton, really connected just like city of Toronto and any of the other cities, again, that you're looking at, where they can provide you, again, with the information that you need to make those decisions in terms of opening your business. RBC, Royal Bank Small Business, as we mentioned even in the beginning, we do have our public site that will walk you through all of these steps in terms of starting a business, from what point to start from, and then where do you end up in terms of finish as well. All right, so these are the tools and resources that we just discussed. I actually put it out for you in terms of the links. Again, Sonia will have this handy for you at the end of the webinar. It's easy where you could save it. You could even just click on it and it will provide you with information that you would need. There is a link on number 3 in terms of, specifically for your industry or the sector that you're looking to open your business in. Potentially, I know a lot of people always ask in terms of subsidies or grants that the government may give. This link would actually show you directly, based on the sector that you're looking to open your business in, if potentially there are any grants that you could get or subsidies that may be available for the business that you're looking to open. All right. So I know Wanzi, and for more information on RBC, please feel free to visit our career site. If it is that you are looking for a career in sales, customer service, whether it's technology, marketing, whatever area you are well versed in and you think that you can be a good fit in, please definitely feel free to visit our site. There's always a lot of jobs actually that we always have available, and we're always looking to hire new immigrants and just new people into RBC. Also, our newcomers to Canada site. Definitely connect www.rbc.com/newcomers, where you can get more advice on newcomers and learn about the advantage programs we have in terms of how we help our newcomers settle into Canada. We, as Wansi mentioned, we walk you through these steps in terms of, when you're new to the country, how to just go about settling in, right? That there's lots of tools and resources available through our newcomer center, and we always encourage you guys, if you're within Canada, definitely come out and check us out at the newcomer center. Once, you want to add anything on that?
Yeah, so Alicia pretty much covered everything on the newcomer site as well. And do, like I said, do connect us with us through LinkedIn. If you have any questions, so whether it be banking or beyond banking, so you have someone in Canada just to pretty much ask any question, and we are here to help you as mentors, as connectors prior to landing to Canada as well. So please feel free to get connected. Yeah.
All right, so thank you, ladies. Very, very informative, very knowledgeable about the topic. So you guys all came to the right place for the right information. We'll start taking your questions now. So please type them into the questions tab. Keep the questions short so we can go through as many as we can. So the first question here is from Aditya. Wants to know, are there any free resources available for market research apart from government website?
Typically, most of your resources that you would find, again, apart from the government websites, would be through the city that you're in. So whether it's City of Toronto or even City of Brampton, City of Mississauga, or if you're further out, definitely connect within the city that you're in, because that's where you can also get a lot of the resources that you would need in terms of how to go about starting your business, creating a business plan, and then just getting that additional knowledge and information you would want specifically on the industry that you're in. I see another question.
Yeah, so Samuel wants to know if there's any way to raise funds for his business.
So my dream is to start pharmaceutical exporting business. In terms of raising funds for your business, within Canada, not too sure. You could also look just in terms of, again, grants and subsidies that could potentially be available to you. There is also BDC, which is a business development within Canada that can help clients in terms of raising additional capital that they would need to help fund their business. So again, BDC, business development for Canada. If you even just Google them, you would have access to their information and the resources that's also available to you. Next question.
Kushan would like to know the name of the online platform that is available for business registration.
So for business registration, it's called OWNR, so OWNR. If you, again, just type that in, it will take you directly into OWNR. That will provide you with the information you need in terms of how to set up and register your business.
All right, thank you. Our next question here is for financing from the bank. If they have an existing mortgage, will that affect the funds that you get from a bank?
if you're talking specifically on just on the business side, if a personal mortgage is going to affect what you can get finance for on the business side, no, it does not, because your business is treated as a separate entity. It's like a totally different individual from yourself. So even though when we do provide the financing, your name is attached under your business, what you have personally will not necessarily affect what we finance for you under your business, because again, most of it is going to be based just on projected numbers, as well as savings and such. Sometimes a mortgage actually helps if you have equity built up, because again, this is then secured funds that you potentially have access to that can add to a strength within opening your business.
Thank you. Next question is there any free zone or special economic zone in Ontario?
Self-Raj, that's a really good question. I am not familiar per se or know of any special economic zone within Ontario. If anything, we can always reach out to you again with information if we hear of anything.
All right. So next question. Do want to know if there's a website that can assist with writing a business plan.
In terms of sites, a business plan literally is like basically writing your resume, right? You want to show the bank your experience, what you're bringing to the table, and what you're coming with. So in terms of sites, typically, even if you just Google, writing a business plan, there's a lot of templates that you'll find available to you in terms of getting set up with that. If you're just looking more for a site or a link that may be available through online platforms. If not, again, I would say connecting with your accountant, connecting with your city. These are the additional resources that you would have available in terms of how to go about and help you in terms of writing your business plan.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Siraj wants to know, I guess he wanted to know about getting
tax subsidies as well. Tax subsidies is something that your accountant would actually assist with, and they're the ones that would have more information available on this subject matter. Specifically when it comes to taxes, tax breaks, tax subsidies, and all of that, we always advise in terms of talking with your accountant directly on this, as they are well versed again with the specific industry that you're looking to move into, and then what subsidies are potentially available for you in this on that platform.
All right. Next question from Yalda is, can you tell them how they can find brokers?
In order to find more clients. With web design, I think specifically, if you go just on Google as well, that's really where you would find access. You would normally have like your top 5 that tends to pop up right away in terms of brokers that you could connect with. I would also advise just in terms of networking and going out to networking events. That's how you could connect directly with other people on your platform, or even with brokers in particular, or even just through your accountants or lawyers that you're also connected to. They can also assist with passing this information on, of finding brokers that might be available. You again can also connect directly with the city that you're in, and they sometimes have a list that's available of the businesses within that specific geographic location. And again, you could ask them specifically for brokers that would be available to you as well.
Thank you. Next question from Ashwant wants to know, what are the documents required to open a sole proprietorship account with RBC, and is there a minimum balance requirement?
So no minimum balance is required when opening your accounts, your business accounts. And with the sole proprietorship, normally it would be your master of business license that you would have with your trade name registration as well. So it's not a lot of documents. But again, if you go through owner or even through your accountant and such, once they prepare this for you, that's what you would come in to the bank with, and we would get your accounts set up and open for you.
Thank you. And Pankaj has a question, wants to know how to start an import-export business. Is there a license required?
For importing and exporting, yes, there are licenses that are required. Specifically, depending on again on what city that you're based in, you would also have to connect with them directly to find out more information on if there are additional licenses compared to, because depending on the province that you're in as well, they may have other stipulations or additional licenses that would be required. For sure, yes. But again, your city is the one that would give you this information in terms of if you're starting an importing exporting business, all of the different licenses that would be required for you to go through with this.
Thank you. Sivraj has a question here. Is it mandatory to have a physical address to register for a business?
Yes, that is normally a requirement. You would have to have an actual address in order to register a business. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a actual business address itself. Most clients may use their personal residential address of where they're currently residing until their business is fully set up and such.
Thank you. Another question here. How many sole proprietorship accounts can one individual open? Can one have separate accounts? For example, sole proprietorship for different line of business, example, like a restaurant business and then an import-export business?
Yes. So you do want to have separate accounts for different your different types of businesses. So we have a lot of clients that may open multiple businesses as well. Every time you open a business, you always want to keep it separate and have separate sole proprietorships or corporations for those businesses.
Thank you. Are there any businesses that the government supports?
Off the top of my head, more so if the government is supporting any types of businesses, you like charity, not for profit, those are where you would get grants and such. If it's just a new idea in terms of sometimes technology, research and development, knowledge-based industries, those types of industries in particular, you'd see where the government tends to lend support.
Okay, thank you. I'm not sure if we can answer that question, but does Canada does a lot of exports besides with US? And what commodities can be exported in terms of like minerals or manufactured goods? Would you?
Canada, I mean, when it comes from an economic perspective, yes, we do export outside of US as well. In terms of just with minerals and manufactured goods, I do not necessarily have access specifically to that information. However, I can always connect with you on this. I can find out from one of my other colleagues that works within this specific manufacturing industry and find out some more information for you on that.
Thank you. Aditya wants to know, how do you validate the projections made by the business? Is cost directory a good source of reference for industry comparables?
It actually is. So Scott's Directories is a good source of reference for industry comparables. Projections, again, based on just the industry that you're in. We have internally our own market forecasts that's available that can help with clients in terms of what it is that, what their projections would look like. So just an example, again, mathematically, everything at the end of the day can be broken down. So if a client comes and they're opening a business that's in a restaurant or even in a trucking industry or so forth, and you're projecting 500,000 in revenues for your first year, we can break that down in terms of number of clients or number of customers that you would need to serve in order to hit that revenues. So mathematically, yes, we do use Scott's directories as a good source of reference, but even just from general criteria in terms of credit, when we review the applications on our side, we do break it down based on whether it's hourly, how much you need to make, or even in terms of how many customers per day you need to serve in order to hit the number that you're hitting. And that number mathematically has to make sense. So if it is that you are running a spa example and you are projecting revenues of 500,000 in your first year, and it's telling us that you need to see then 15 customers per day in order to hit this number, but you're only open for 8 hours a day, then mathematically, again, it has to make sense, right? So those are the things that we would look at in terms of with your projections and how we break it down from that format.
All right, thank you.
So is it legal to start a business while working for an employer? Yes, it is legal to start a business while working for an employer. Typically, whichever company that you're with, you definitely still want to let them know that this is something that you're doing on the side, because most times you do have to get authorization or clearance from your employer in order to be moonlighting or even doing your own business on the side.
Yeah, maybe like conflict of interest
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Minil has a question, wants to know if there's any regulations pertaining to handicrafts business.
Handicrafts in particular, not to my knowledge.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Per se. Handicrafts is pretty standard in terms of your business. So to my knowledge, no, I don't believe that there are any regulations pertaining to it. If there are, again, good place to find that information out is directly from your city. And then I know there's a last question. Is there a license required for service businesses? So importing, exporting of services, software, digital marketing, web designing, and such. Yes, there is a license that may be required for these types of services as well.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the end of our questions. Thank you everyone for watching, and thank you ladies for all the information you gave. It was a lot of information. It's amazing how knowledgeable they are. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to them. If you're in the Brampton area, please come and visit the Newcomer Center in Brampton. If you're in the east by Markham, North York, please go visit the Markham site as well. You can check our website. Our locations are on there as well. And what was the address again for the Brampton site?
So it's 150 Central Park Drive, okay. Brampton. Very easy to find. It's opposite the Bramley City Center Mall.
Yes, it's right by the library.
It's inside the Brampton Library building. Easy location.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you. So we'll do one last question. Would you happen to know the license?
Could you share what license needs to be obtained for importing of services? I don't know off the top of my head, but in terms of who would issue the license, again, through your city, they're able to connect you directly. If it's a specific organization that you would have to go to directly from there, your city is the one that would kind of guide you and give you those steps of whichever license is required, exactly which governing body you may need to contact in order to get that done. Because with importing in particular, you're going through trades. So again, your city would connect you directly with that.
And again, if you want any information about starting your own business, go to your nearest RBC branch.
Yeah.
Very friendly people. They will be more than happy to help you out. So before we end our webinar, just want you to know if you are looking for, your entrepreneurship needs or resume building, interviews, networking, we've got a lot of resources on our website, on our hub. So if you go on our website and click on e-access, you can click on any of these tiles and access all the resources that we have. We even have past webinars on there, and we have past RBC webinars on there as well. So go check those out for more information. Our next RBC webinar is towards the end of the month on July 25th, and our hosts then are Trisha and Akshita, and it's a very cool venture that they have here. It's called Arrive, and they will be telling more about it, and it's catered towards newcomers as well. So do you know anything about that? Would you like to share anything?
Of course. So Arrive is a part of RBC Ventures, and this platform is specifically designed for clients. They could find information prior to landing, even something awesome like opening an account before landing to Canada. So it's a great platform. They have a lot of features. They in fact have their own application as well. So if you just type arrive.ca, and I'll go through the website to make connections, build your resume just like Access Employment. So before landing, they have like a soft virtual advisor. That's what they basically do.
Awesome. Yeah. So it'd be nice to hear more about it. So I'm looking forward to this one for sure. Our next ACCESS webinar is called Social Media and Your Job Search, and it's actually this week, July 11th, same time. So if you're interested, please go register for it as well. We'll be talking about how you can use the power of social media to help get jobs. And if you are on your way to Canada, you've got your PR, your work permits, you might be able to register for our programs. If you're in the engineering, finance, HR, IT, sales and marketing, or supply chain sectors, we will be able to help you. We also have our entrepreneurship pre-arrival program. So if you are on your way to Canada and you are interested in opening your own business, you can also email cec@accessemployment.ca, and we will be more than happy to help you. And add us on Instagram. We are now on Instagram, so that's why the slide is screaming at you to add us on Instagram. We are very active on our social media. So like we said, we're on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And if there's anything happening at ACCESS, whether it's online or it's in person, we always post it on our social media. You probably won't see it on our website. So follow us on our social media if you want to know what's new and exciting at ACCESS, who's coming in. We've got tons and tons of events happening. I think we have like maybe 6 to 7 events every week. So to find out more, add us on our social media. And thank you again, all of you, for joining in. And thank you, ladies, for being here today.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great day or evening ahead.